Alright, this is a quick video test, autofocus video test for the Viltrox 35mm f1.8 for the Z mount cameras, which is the Nikon Z7, Z6, ZFC, Z50, and the newer Z6 II and Z7 II. I'm using the Z7, the original Z7, which does not have eye autofocus during video. It does have face detect during video. Hopefully you can see the little box around my face there. And I've got it set to f1.8. So, and I'm using the neutral picture profile. This is unedited, coming out of the Z7. So I'm just going to walk around a little bit and just see how it follows me. But I've seen an example already and looks fine to me. I have another video about this lens, just an overview, looking at the details of the lens, but this is just to let you see a quick autofocus test in video, again using the older Nikon Z7, which again does not have eye autofocus during video, just face detect, which is usually fine unless you have like razor thin depth of field. And f1.8 on a 35 shouldn't be too thin, should be plenty to have my whole face in focus, or, sharp. But as you can see, everything behind me is kind of blurry. If I turn around, I think it does track the back of my head. We'll just check that real quick. Yeah, it does still recognize that, it's supposed to focus on the head, so I did see the box on my head, so I'm just going to walk back a little bit and let it focus on me. Tell you what, I'll do this, because I've just got a microphone on top of the camera, I don't have a lavalier mic on. So I'll give you one of these signals when it loses focus on my face, and I'll give you the thumbs up when it reacquires it. So I'm just going to go farther back and see what that looks like. Okay, so now it got focus on my face again. And this is a big wide open scene with 35, kind of a wider lens, and I know some of the newer models pick up the face and eyes further back, but I don't do this a whole lot anyway, so if I'm doing a video, I'm going to be normally near the camera and not roaming around in the scene anyway. So I know people get all worked up about autofocus and eye autofocus and Sony versus Fuji versus Nikon versus Canon, blah blah blah. But I'm not too interested in all that. Myself, I like to make art, that hopefully anybody looking at my photos would recognize that I like to make, nice photos and not focus too much on just going on about camera gear all the time. I do like to make these little videos. It's helpful for me and it's helpful for anybody that's looking for information about this. Hopefully I provide some details that others don't, just little stuff. But let me just move around here. And if you haven't seen the other, okay, it just lost me there, now it's back. If you haven't seen my other video about the lens, I'll put that in the description if I remember. And that's basically just going over the lens itself, the details of it. So it just lost me there. Right on the edge. Okay, it picked me up again. So I mean, to me, and I don't have the sensitivity and speed of the autofocus. I know you can adjust that on the Nikon Z7. I think I have the speed set to +2 and the sensitivity as a default. And again, since I don't do much video, I don't really mess around with that too much. So your mileage may vary. If you have a Z7 and you want to tweak the speed and the sensitivity. I believe the only cameras right now from Nikon, the Z mount, that does have eye autofocus during video is the ZFC and the Z6 and Z7 Mark II, the second version. The Z5, Z6, and Z7, the original Z6 and Z7, I think does not, well, I know the Z6 and Z7 don't, the original, and I believe the Z5 does also does not have eye detect autofocus. And we all think that the Nikon can do that because the ZFC has the same processor that some of the other cameras have, and from Nikon, and it has eye autofocus. So I think they're probably just doing that to differentiate the models and try to get you to buy into the newer, more expensive one. Still on my head there. about the only way I can check the cut on the back of my hair to see if they did a good job. Record myself. I think I'll stop with that because looks good to me. I can't really tell too closely on the phone, you know, as far as how the focus is, but I did a little sample and, before I started this, and it looked okay. But yeah, I don't really see any issues with autofocus. So overall, I think, you know, it's a very good alternative for $400 compared to the $850 Nikon 35mm lens. So if you don't have the budget for that, or you just don't demand, you know, the extra quality that you would get from the Nikon 35 and the weather sealing and all that, you know, this is a good alternative. All right, well, thanks for watching.